Welcome to our deep dive into the political monsters of the world. Today we're unmasking the power players from several countries who have shaped global politics in significant ways. And look, let's be honest, shaped might be putting it lightly. We're talking about the kind of influence that leaves footprints the size of the Kremlin on the world stage. So buckle up, because we're about to go on a whirlwind tour of political power, ambition, and the occasional truly baffling haircut. Let's kick things off with the United States of America, a nation that practically invented the modern political circus. And in recent years that circus has had a very orange ringmaster, Donald J. Trump. Now love him or hate him, and those seem to be the only two available options, there's no denying that Trump's impact on American politics has been, shall we say, seismic. From his Twitter diplomacy to his trade wars, Trump has shaken up the global order like a snow globe full of Diet Coke and grievances. And then of course there's Joe Biden, a man who seems to have been around since the invention of democracy itself. Biden's whole deal is being the reassuringly predictable grandpa figure, which after 4 years of Trump probably sounded pretty good to a lot of Americans. But don't let the folksy demeanor fool you. Biden's no stranger to the levers of power. He's been a senator, a vice president, and now the leader of the free world. The question is, can he stitch America's frayed political fabric back together, or will it unravel even further? Next we travel to the land of borscht, ballet, and blatant disregard for international norms, Russia. And at the helm of this geopolitical behemoth is Vladimir Putin, a man who can ride a horse shirtless, play hockey like a professional, and allegedly poison his political opponents with all the subtlety of a polonium-laced cup of tea. Putin's hold on power is as firm as a Siberian winter, and he's shown a remarkable ability to outmaneuver his opponents both at home and abroad. From annexing Crimea to allegedly meddling in US elections, Putin's Russia plays by its own set of rules, and those rules generally involve expanding Russian influence by any means necessary. He's like a chess master who's playing three-dimensional chess while everyone else is still trying to figure out how the horsey moves. And as long as he's in charge, Russia will remain a force to be reckoned with on the world stage. Ah, the United Kingdom. A nation that once ruled an empire upon which the sun never set, now seems to be struggling to rule itself. And a big part of that struggle can be traced back to one word: Brexit. The decision to leave the European Union has been a political and economic earthquake for the UK, and it's spawned more than its fair share of political drama. Enter Boris Johnson, the tousled-haired, gaffe-prone politician who somehow managed to become Prime Minister amidst the chaos. Johnson, a man who seems to have been assembled from spare parts of a Hugh Grant character and a bull in a china shop, has been a deeply divisive figure. His supporters see him as a charismatic leader who gets things done. His detractors see him as a bumbling incompetent who's one bad hair day away from a full-blown constitutional crisis. Next we head to Germany, the land of beer, bratwurst, and bafflingly efficient bureaucracy. For over a decade, Angela Merkel, the unflappable Mutti of German politics, has been the steady hand guiding the ship of state. Merkel, a physicist by training, is known for her pragmatic approach to leadership and her ability to make tough decisions in the face of, well, existential crises. She's steered Germany through financial meltdowns, refugee crises, and the ever-present threat of a Justin Bieber comeback tour. But even Merkel, the Iron Frau of European politics, is not immortal. Her departure from the political scene has left a void, and it remains to be seen who will step up to fill it. Will Germany continue to be the responsible adult of Europe, or will it finally give in to its repressed desire to wear socks with sandals? Bonjour and welcome to France, a country renowned for its romance, its cuisine, and its uncanny ability to make even the most mundane activities seem effortlessly chic. Leading this nation of stylish revolutionaries is Emmanuel Macron, a man who seems to have been sculpted from a block of pure ambition and then lightly dusted with ennui. Macron, a former investment banker, swept to power on a wave of optimism and a promise to shake up the French political establishment. And he's certainly shaken things up, though not always in the ways his supporters hoped for. From pension reforms to his handling of the Yellow Vest protests, Macron has shown that he's not afraid to make tough decisions, even if those decisions make him about as popular as a snail in a baguette factory. And now we travel to the Middle Kingdom, a land of ancient history, booming industry, and a government that's really into surveillance. At the helm of this rapidly rising power is Xi Jinping, a man who's consolidated power in a way that would make even a Roman emperor blush. Xi has been called the most powerful Chinese leader since Mao Zedong, and he's certainly not afraid to throw his weight around. From cracking down on dissent in Hong Kong to expanding China's military might, Xi is determined to make China a global superpower, and he's not going to let things like human rights or international law stand in his way. He's playing a long game, a game of economic dominance, geopolitical influence, and really impressive military parades, and the rest of the world is just trying to figure out the rules. Next, we arrive in Japan, the land of technological marvels, ancient traditions, and a political system that seems to run on a combination of consensus building and vending machine coffee. For decades, Japanese politics was dominated by Shinzo Abe, a man who seemed determined to make Japan a major player on the world stage again. Abe, a scion of a powerful political dynasty, pushed for economic reforms, a stronger military, and a more assertive foreign policy. But Abe's time in office was not without its controversies, from his views on Japan's wartime past to his handling of the economy. And his assassination in 2022 sent shockwaves through Japan and the world. Now Japan is at a crossroads, trying to balance its pacifist constitution with the need to counter a rising China and a volatile North Korea. It's a delicate balancing act, and only time will tell how it will play out. And finally, we arrive in Iran, a nation with a rich history, a complex present, and a future that's about as easy to predict as the outcome of a nuclear arms race. At the heart of Iran's political system is Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader who holds ultimate authority over all matters of state and religion. Khamenei, a staunch critic of the West, has been a constant presence in Iranian politics since the 1979 revolution, and he's overseen a period of both intense isolation and growing regional influence. Iran's relationship with the West has been, to put it mildly, fraught. From the hostage crisis of 1979 to the ongoing standoff over Iran's nuclear program, the two sides have been locked in a cycle of mistrust and hostility. And then there are the sanctions, oh so many sanctions. The US and its allies have slapped sanctions on Iran like they're going out of style, targeting everything from the country's oil exports to its banking system. The result? A struggling economy, a frustrated population, and a government that's even more determined to defy the West. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the political monsters of the world. We've seen the good, the bad, and the truly terrifying. But one thing's for sure, the world of global politics is never boring. So stay informed, stay engaged, and most importantly, stay skeptical. Because in a world of political spin and manufactured consent, a healthy dose of skepticism is the only thing that can save us from ourselves. Stay tuned for more insightful content, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.